Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of Solidity Basics. In this video, we'll be covering inheritance. So Solidity supports multiple inheritance. Inheritance is fragmenting your code base and abstracting your functions and properties in different contracts so that it's more manageable and it more clean to use. Contracts can inherit another contracts by using the is keyword. So you see the example here, contract B is A. That means contract B is inheriting contract A. The function that is going to be overridden by a child contract is declared as a virtual function in the parent contract, and the function that is going to override the function in the parent contract should use the keyword override. Order of the inheritance is important. You have to list the parent contracts in the order from most base like to most derived. So with inheritance you have this thing that you keep abstracting away the core properties into parent contracts. For example, you will have the first contract, the topmost contract, as a vehicle. Then you have a child contract as a four wheeler. Then you have another child contract as a car. Then you have another child contract as a hatchback or a sedan. So that is the way how programmers generally abstract away the core common features into higher level contracts. So let's go through our code here. We have a simple graph of inheritance. Our top level contract is contract A. Contract B and C will inherit contract A. Contract F and D will inherit contract B and in turn contract A, and contract E will inherit contract C and in turn contract A. So this is how inheritance is going to work here. We have a contract A defined, we have a function foo defined which will return the value A. You'll notice that since this function is going to be overridden by a child contract, virtual keyword is used here. In the next contract, contract B is inheriting contract A, and in its foo function, since it's going to override a function of its parent contract, we have used a keyword override. And we have also made this function in such a way that it can also be overridden by its own child contract. So we have virtual keyword here as well. This function would return the value B. Similar to the contract B, contract C is written where we have both virtual and override keywords, because this will override the function of its parent contract, and this can also be overridden by its child contract. Contract D inherits contract B and C, and the order of inheritance here is right to left. So contract C is inherited first and then contract B. So the overriding will also work in that sequence. In the contract E, we are inheriting contract C first and then B. So the overriding would work differently here than it would work for contract D. The last snippet is just an informational snippet which tells us that the contract should be inherited in the most base like to most derived like sequence, so that we don't get an error. So here the contract B is inheriting contract A. So we should inherit contract A first if we are also inheriting contract A before inheriting contract B. Okay, let's check this out on Remix ID. So we have a contract here. We'll compile it and we'll deploy each contract one by one. So first we'll deploy A. Actually, let's just deploy all of them together. So we have all of our contracts deployed here. The first contract, contract A, we'll call the function foo and we get the value A. Now contract B inherits contract A. So when we call the function foo, we'll get B because this function overrides the base contract function. Now contract C similarly overrides the function of contract A. So we get the value of C here. Contract D inherits B and C and it overrides function in that sequence. So when we call the function foo from D, we get the value C because the order is from right to left. Now you should be already able to guess what would come if we call the function foo from contract E, and the answer is B because here we are inheriting the contract B later. And if we call the function foo from contract F, we get the value B because we are inheriting B later. If we change the order, if we swap the order of A and B, A is the parent contract and B is inheriting A. So if we swap in the order, we are getting an error because this code won't compile. So that was inheritance, and I'll see you guys in the next video.